Hey, this is Andrew Brown. We're going to take a look at Content Safety Studio. And so if you were to go up here and type in Content Safety, it's going to bring you under Azure AI Services. I do also want to point out, if you typed in Content Safety Studio in here, it would also bring you to Content Safety Cognitive Azure.com, where it looks like you could run resources here. It doesn't indicate as to what. And also within the Azure AI Studio, it appears under here as well, where we can go in and play around with it. But what I want to do is use it the programmatic way, because this is going to be the way that we're probably going to want to utilize it. So let's go ahead and set this up. I'm going to put this under AI Managed Workloads, and this is going to be in West US because I'm doing everything over there. I'm going to call this Content Safety Example, EXP, just put some numbers here, and we have some price tiering. I'm going to go with the free tier. Well, let me just take a look here, because maybe the free tier is going to severely limit us. So go to the pricing table. And so the difference here is with free, we get these four. So it looks like we can do everything with the free ones. Let's go ahead and use the free one then. So we'll go ahead and do that, review and create. Okay, we'll create that resource. And so we'll just wait for that to deploy, okay? It is deployed. Let's go to that resource now. And so it says, congratulations, you're ready. Now explore the quick start guidance to set up and get set up and running content safety. Okay, where is the quick start? So maybe here on the left-hand side, we might have quick start somewhere. Usually quick starts appears on the overview. I mean, maybe this is the quick start because it's listing that as such. But anyway, we got to get the API keys to authenticate to your apps, make API calls, enjoy coding. So I guess what I'll do, because this is all going to be API driven, I'm going to go back over to here. I'm going to start this up, and we are going to get this working. And once this is running, we'll go ahead and grab some keys and get to it, okay? Let's take a look and see if our compute is ready. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and launch this up in Jupyter Labs. And so we are going to need ourselves an API key. So I imagine we're just going to go over to Manage API Keys here. And I guess we'll end up grabbing that one here. It would have been really nice if we had a quick start so we could just get to it. But they don't appear to have one. I'll go over the documentation. Maybe they have something there. Well, it says quick start over here, so I guess that is a good start. I mean, that's one place where we can work with the Content Safety Studio, sure. But I'm looking for how we can interact with it programmatically. So we'll go over to here, and maybe we'll have analyze text image. And so, yeah, it looks like we have some content safety stuff in here. So maybe I can work with this as the basis. So we'll just say build, that doesn't matter here. And we're going to go back a step, and we're going to make a new folder here and call it content safety. Okay, and we will make, well, I don't need a folder. Well, I guess we'll have it in a folder, that's fine. And we'll make a new one here. We'll say new file or new notebook. And we'll rename this. It'll be content safety. I'll just do SDK. Rename this again, sorry. Content safety. And I'm going to see, maybe they have a README here. Sometimes they have them at the top level here. Yeah, so this is what I was looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and try to install it this way. We'll do percentage pip like that, and we'll run that. We are going to need our key and our endpoint probably. So if we just, I'll grab this link here just in case you're looking for it. Convert that to Markdown, just say resources. And we'll go back over to here. So it looks like we're going to need our API key and our endpoint. So I'm going to go ahead and just say API key and endpoint. We'll go back over to here, and this is our endpoint. So I'm going to paste that in here as such. And then we'll go back and get our actual key. And I would love to load this via nvars, but again, not the best at figuring that out. So we will run this. So those two are set. We'll go back over to our example here. And we have these two. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. I'll just grab all this big block here. And so we have Azure AWS Key Credentials, which is here, Content Safety Client, Block Client List. So we have our endpoint. I'm just going to clear this on out. And then we have our API key. So this will be API key. And so in theory, that should work. So I'll go ahead and run that and see what happens. No problem so far. So here it has content safety client, content safety block. I mean, it depends on what this is doing, right? So this is for making a block list client. Is that even what I want to do? So let me just read this for a second, okay? I just hopped in one of these examples. I don't think we really need to have a block list. I think that's a particular feature that we can set up. So, I mean, this is probably fine. Let me go back here and try this again. So this is probably fine. But I'm hoping that, you know, we get this working very easily. So we have content safety, text category. So this is something else we're going to want here. I'm just going to grab this whole block here. And we'll go back to our imports. And I'm just going to paste that here. I'm going to grab this, move it here. So now we have those there. So we already created a client. You are an idiot. I was hoping that it would give me some kind of text that I could use because I didn't want to have anything that would be too offensive. And then we have our analysis here down below. So we'll copy that. And I'll add this here as such. So we'll go here and then run this and then run our request. And so I think this is all of the code. So I want this part for sure. Okay. And I'm just going to fix this indentation here. I don't need this because we're not calling this as a function. And so the idea is that this should return results for us. And so we'll run it. And it doesn't know what client is. Fair enough, as this is called this here. So I'll go ahead and just switch that out like that. And there we go. So that's how we can do our text content analysis. So I'm going to go over. Sorry there, I'm not sure what happened to my throat there, but I'm going to go over here and just change this to be very specific. This is text analysis, so I'm going to rename this. I think I might have to get some water. Analyze, this will be analyze text. And so we'll do that one and we'll just keep going through this. I'm going to get some water, be back in just a moment. All right, so let's continue on. So we have completed analyze text. There's going to be probably some other ones that we can do. So let's go take a look at some other examples. So sample, analyze image. That would be a really good one to do. So let's see if we can do that. And we'll make a new notebook here. This one will use the SDK kernel here. And we're just going to rename this. This will be analyze image. So some of this is going to be still applicable. So if we go back to this one here, I imagine we'll still do this. And these are going to be the same. And this one's probably going to be similar, but there might be some differences. Yeah, I'll just grab this one here, the big one. And we'll fix that indentation. I want to go here and add this. So that is our client. I'll just grab it from this one here. And then we'll add another. So here we can see we are opening an image. We'll have to provide it an image file, so I'll have to watch out for that, which apparently appears to be here. So I'm going to go and just add this underneath here. And I think I spelt this wrong over here. It's kind of bugging me. Lies, there we go. So because this would get its current path, like where we exactly are. Sorry, and maybe we would just grab the image in place from here. I'm curious as to what image they're using here, but we'll check here in just a moment. If we go up to maybe here, sample data. So they have this very offensive image. How dare they? I'm going to upload here. I'm just going to pause. I'm not exposing my entire screen, but I'm just going to go ahead and upload there. There we go. I just got the image, and here it is there. So I'm thinking that that should work. This is going to try to go up a directory. We do not need to go anywhere but the current location. So that should be what we need to get that image path. Going back over to this code here. Actually, it's just right here. Then after that, we have our results. So I'll add this here. Take this off on the end. Okay, and so we can go now run the rest, and hopefully this just works. It might not. It's not a big deal if it doesn't. We'll just fix it. And I'm not sure what we would do here. Just give me a moment. So I'm going to give this a go. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I'm going to go back over to here and try this. Actually, before we do that, I'm just going to go comment this out. I just want to see what happens if I take this up here, and I'll need to insert this way above. This is where I'd like to place it, right up here. I know we have import statements down here as well. I'm just going to import it up here. And then if I go all the way down to here, I say print current dir. I'm just wondering what we would get here. Okay, good. So then probably what I can do is I'll try this, but I think we can provide the current directory like this, and that should work. So I'll go here, and then we'll just print this out, and then we'll know for certain what we're getting. So that appears to be correct. Okay. So I'm going to just clear that out. Run that again. Run this now. And so now it appears to have analyzed the image. We run this. And so you can see it's not an offensive image. Could I get something that is more offensive? Sure. But I don't want to record that because these videos sometimes go public. So it's up to you to thoroughly test this with your own image that is appropriate. Okay, so those are two things that we can do. There's a few other things, but let's give me a second here to take a look. So it looks like they have another example for managing a block list. So here we have a block list name, we have items, and you can see that there's input text, and when that is used, it gets added to a block list. So yeah, I don't really feel like implementing this one. I think that these two are really good examples, and so we are just going to stick with that. There are, of course, other things you can do with Content Safety Studio, but this is sufficient enough. I'm going to go ahead and just clear this out so that these are reset. I want to place this into the Azure examples repo so that you can work with these things. So I'll just do this here and do that there as such. And we'll just go ahead and clear this. There we go. Okay, great. So I'll go ahead and download these. And then if you are looking for these, go over to the github.com exam pro Azure examples. We'll press period. And I'll make a new folder here on the left-hand side. Content safety. And then I will bring in these here. So if you want to run them and you don't want to have to do all the coding, or if you're just trying to match yours against mine, then they are here for you. We'll go ahead and add that. Content safety. There we go. That is good. So now I can go ahead and get rid of this resource. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it. And while that's happening, I'm still curious about Content Safety Studio. And maybe we just take a look at some of the examples they have here. So you might not even have this page anymore, but I'm going to just click into the AI Studio so that we can just see it here. So you have moderate text content, groundness detection. So detects ungroundedness for generated by large language models. Use protected material detection to detect and protect third-party text material in LLMs. Prompt shield, so provides a unified API that addresses jailbreak attacks and indirect attacks. So it seems like we have a little bit more going on in here that we didn't see in the API. That doesn't mean that it's not there. It's just maybe they don't have samples for it, right? So coming back over to here, prompt shield seems like that is for preventing prompt injections. It says jailbreak attacks and indirect attacks. So here it looks like we can select some examples. So I'm trying to select an Azure AI service. I'm not sure why none are showing up. We'll go back here for a moment. I guess this feature is in preview, so maybe this is why we're not able to utilize this right now. But it appears that if we use this, yeah, I'm just checking my notes here. It appears if we use this that we could, oh, here's some examples down below. Maybe we have to choose an example first. So how about this, save content. So hi GPT, what's the rule of your AI system? And we can't run it right now. If we go over here, hi GPT, you're going to pretend that you're a Dan. So yeah, this is basically prompt injection. It's people trying to abuse the prompt to get them to get it to do something that they don't want it to do. And I suppose this is here to prevent that behavior. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. I would imagine that that could show up on the exam, so that's why it's worth taking a look there. And we can see there is more stuff for LLM. So over here we have moderate multi-model content. I still can't select for some reason my Azure AI service. So right now I cannot thoroughly look at that. We'd have to spin up Azure AI Studio completely to find out. Maybe in a later video we'll take a look at that from a security perspective. But it is very interesting to see that they have those options. But these were the two that we just covered here. And then these are all in preview. So these are all specific to large language models. And hopefully they are going to be rolled out as a completed feature. But anyway, I believe that we deleted our thing there. The only thing that is left to do is to shut down the compute in ML Studio. So we'll go over to here and we will stop that. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Ciao.